2020 has been a rough year for pretty much everyone, at least to some extent, thanks to the coronavirus pandemic, the presidential election tensions, and the racial unrest in the United States, among other unavoidable matters. Even rich and famous celebrities have been going through some difficult times. Welcome back to FilmShack. Today, we prepared for you top 10 celebs who ruined their careers in 2020. 10 and 9. Stacy Schroeder and Kristen lost it all. Stacy Schroeder and Kristen were the queen bees on Vanderpump Rules until June 2020. Page 6 reported that Schroeder lost her brand deals with Ritual and Billy after former castmate Faith Stowers recalled a 2018 incident where Schroeder and Kristen called the cops, accusing her of a crime she didn't commit. On an Instagram live chat, Stowers said that Schroeder and misidentified her as the unnamed woman in a Daily Mail article that detailed an African-American lady who was robbing people. Schroeder actually bragged about the in-depth investigation of Stowers she and undertook in a now-deleted interview on the Bitch Bible. Schroeder apologized on Instagram, but it wasn't enough, as more of her past incidents of racial insensitivity resurfaced, including describing herself as Nazi chic in a 2018 Instagram story, and complaining about black people wanting representation in film in a 2017 podcast. After Variety revealed that Schroeder and got fired from Vanderpump Rules, they both publicly apologized. However, Stowers told People that Schroeder never reached out privately. Us Weekly confirmed Schroeder's podcast was removed from all platforms, and her wine line with was pulled from stores. Seemingly didn't have as much to lose as Schroeder, but her publisher did stop promoting her book after just 1 week of sales. According to Deadline, Schroeder and began working with a crisis management team in the wake of the scandal. Number 8. Ellen DeGeneres is losing sponsors and viewers.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show, and then there was an investigation.
After years of telling fans to be kind, talk show staffers accused Ellen DeGeneres of creating a toxic work culture in a June 2020 BuzzFeed News expose. Even fellow celebs started dogpiling onto DeGeneres, but DeGeneres herself kept quiet until the Ellen DeGeneres Show returned in September 2020. She said, "I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I'm sorry to the people who were affected." The show continued, but it wasn't business as usual. According to BuzzFeed News, the show's Instagram account went from 12 sponsored posts from 8 different brands in November 2019 down to 6 sponsored posts from 2 different brands. Those numbers could be attributed to many factors, including the pandemic. However, publicists also told BuzzFeed News that they don't want to book clients as guests to be part of her comeback tour. As one put it, you don't want to put your client in any line of fire sympathizing with someone that any community or anyone would feel bad about. We're not going to align anyone with Ellen. BuzzFeed also noted in October 2020, DeGeneres' ratings declined about 37% from last season, which is double the average for any other syndicated talk shows. Yes, DeGeneres is clearly still a major fixture on daytime TV, but is her brand permanently tainted, or is this just a momentary hiccup? Number 7. Nene Leakes bashed Bravo and Andy Cohen after her RHOA exit. In September 2020, Nene Leakes shared a very emotional video where she claimed, "I have made the very hard and difficult decision to not be part of The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 13. She maintained that she made the decision, but her own remarks contradicted that. When a fan tweeted Leakes asking for a Bravo spin-off show, she replied, "They don't think I deserve to work at all in any capacity." When another person responded, "It sounds like they forced you out. Is that the story you want out there?" Leakes said they definitely did. She told ET, "I had an offer on the table. I did not think the offer was a fair offer." She said Bravo isn't the place for her. Is that really her call at this point? When Real Housewives executive producer Andy Cohen had Leakes' frenemy Wendy Williams on Watch What Happens Live, Leakes tweeted up a storm, according to People. She tweeted that Cohen is an old racist and declared, "No one knew you until you knew me. Remember, I'm an icon, don't forget." She slammed Cohen for low ratings in addition to writing, "Keep trying me, sir, and I'ma let the world know who you really are." In October, Leakes told Tamron Hall she wanted to meet with Bravo and demand fair treatment. However, she's no longer on the network, so the possibility of that meeting seems very unlikely. Number 6. Crystalia was accused of sexual misconduct.
But this gig I played was like the worst. It was like this most rundown, shitty bar ever. Like, fuck a theater. This was a bar that was run down and all boarded up and shitty.
Crystalia found fame as a comedian and an actor in TV shows including Whitney and You. That success came crashing down in June 2020 when 5 women spoke to the Los Angeles Times, accusing D'Elia of exposing himself and other sexual improprieties. Two of those women claimed they were under 18 when they had encounters with D'Elia, one of whom allegedly began corresponding with him when she was just 17 and he was 36. In September 2020, CNN shared accusations from two additional women who had similar experiences, including traumatic, unwanted advances in which D'Elia exposed himself. D'Elia's lawyer Andrew Brettler shared a statement with Variety, declaring, "D'Elia denies these allegations and emphatically states that he was never engaged in any sexual conduct with women without her consent. Even so, his career will probably never be the same." Deadline reported that he was dropped by his talent agency and management company. Netflix ditched plans for an unscripted prank show that he was supposed to partake in. He also got replaced on the upcoming movie Army of the Dead. Number 5. J.K. Rowling's tweets blasted for being anti-transgender. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling is in hot water again, with social media users and transgender activists over controversial tweets. On Saturday, the British writer commented on an op-ed about healthcare inequality that used the phrase "people who menstruate" to be more inclusive. People who menstruate. I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumbin? Wimpund? Wumud? She tweeted. Despite receiving immediate backlash, Rowling doubled down, stating that if sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. I respect every trans person's right to live in a way that feels authentic and comfortable to them, she added. I'd march with you if you were being discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so. Despite all of her tries to straighten her situation, she received big impact in form of losing fans and receiving hate comments and tweets. We have yet to see how this will end. Number 4. Kelly Dodd's unfiltered approach has fans unfollowing fast. Kelly Dodd's unfiltered personality provides entertainment on The Real Housewives of Orange County, but it's not a facade she puts on for the cameras. It doesn't hold back whether she's on TV or not. Page 6 reported that Dodd called coronavirus God's way of thinning the herd in an April 2020 Instagram story. A month later, she compared coronavirus to the flu, remarking, "Well, people are gonna die, I'm sorry to tell you." In yet another IG story a few weeks later, she said, "No one is wearing masks here in Orange County." Yep, because no one's dying here of the virus. In September 2020, Dodd declared via Instagram that coronavirus is not a pandemic anymore, to which her boss, Andy Cohen, said, "Her posts show how woefully uninformed we all are." Dodd's cringeworthy statements aren't limited to global pandemics. In a resurfaced 2016 TMZ video, she says, "I don't like black guys. I don't even know any black guys." Dodd, who is Mexican-American, quickly apologized amid backlash and even claimed that she's also a victim of racism. Number 3. Colton Underwood dished the influencer lifestyle. Once a season of The Bachelor ends, most cast members become social media influencers. But what happens when an influencer deletes their social media? In November 2020, Us Weekly reported that Colton Underwood deleted his Instagram photos. Every single one. That's certainly an unexpected move for somebody with 2 million followers, who spent years building a brand contingent on social media promotion. Yes, Underwood has other streams of revenue, including sales from his book, The First Time, Finding Myself and Looking for Love on Reality TV. But he's missing out on that Instagram ad money by halting his posting. Only Underwood can verify why he blanked out his IG page, but his post-TV life has no shortage of drama. In September 2020, TMZ obtained legal documents that Underwood's ex, Cassie Randolph, filed for a restraining order against him and claimed that he put a tracking device on her car, harassed her via text message, and showed up uninvited to her apartment and to her parents' home. Additionally, she alleged that he sent anonymous text messages to her and to himself, pretending to also be a victim of the anonymous stalker. Number 2. Johnny Depp's battle with Amber Heard hurt his career.
The women definitely will. I thought maybe you were a mermaid.
I'm from Connecticut.
A breakup can be tough on its own, but Johnny Depp's split from Amber Heard took things to another level, damaging his reputation and career. The drama kicked into high gear when Amber wrote an op-ed about domestic violence for The Washington Post in December 2018. Although he wasn't mentioned in the piece, Depp's lawyers slapped Heard with a $50 million defamation lawsuit the following March 2019, according to People. Depp said that Heard's accusations cost him the role of Jack Sparrow in Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. That wasn't the only job he lost, though. In December 2020, Warner Brothers told Deadline, Johnny Depp will depart from the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Depp admitted on Instagram that he was asked to resign by the studio from the film he'd already begun to shoot. While his tenure with the franchise is over, Depp didn't lose a paycheck for the film he exited thanks to a clause in his contract that stipulated he would get paid regardless of whether or not he appeared in the movie. Depp lost his libel case against United Kingdom publication The Sun in November 2020. The judge concluded that the outlet's use of the phrase "wife beater" was justified, as Heard's allegations against Depp were substantially true. Despite the loss, Depp will pursue another defamation lawsuit in the United States, starting in May 2021, which could have even more detrimental effects on his career. Number 1. Tory Lanez is losing industry friends fast.
Praise to the Most High. Send it praise to the Most High. Praise to the Most High. Devil want a nigga show. I beat that nigga 1,000 times in a row.
Tory Lanez was featured on Kehlani's song Can I, but she excluded him from the music video and announced plans via Twitter to replace his verse when she released a deluxe version of her album. JoJo confirmed that she removed Lanez from the deluxe version of her album, tweeting, "Death took him TF off. It's no coincidence that he got booted from both albums." Kehlani later clarified that she removed Lanez from her track to support Megan Thee Stallion, who was allegedly shot in both feet by the Canadian rapper in July 2020. In August 2020, Megan directly accused Lanez in an Instagram live video declaring, "You shot me and you got your publicist and your people going on all these blogs lying and shit." By October 2020, CNN reported that Lanez was charged with 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and 1 count of carrying a loaded, concealed firearm in a vehicle in connection with the incident. Lanez has pleaded not guilty. We would like to invite you to share your opinion with us. Do you agree with our list? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications bell. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!